I love it. I love it every year when Spotify does the retrospective of your year of listening. I really, really enjoy it. It's a real highlight. It's probably my favorite Christmas tradition every year. Full disclosure, I've already watched through this. I screen recorded it and then uploaded it to my computer, and I'm going to rewatch it from there and do some commentary. And this is sort of just for myself as a record for when I look back, but it's also fun to share. So let's go. Okay, let's see if I've got audio here. This song, I used to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning and do maths when I thought I was going to become an Air Force pilot, and I needed to be better at maths to get into the military. That was an interesting period of time, but yeah, that song I'd listen to on repeat every morning when I did maths. Yes. So I love this. I love this idea of being the main character of your movie, and this is the soundtrack to your life. This tune, 100%. There was some real freedom, like revolution vibes earlier this year. And that tune, I always just like to channel that 70s revolution era vibe. Boondocks from somewhere. They're from somewhere. That's a lot of minutes. Yeah, I never got into the NFTs. I still don't really understand the point. But yeah, this song, I fucking listened to this song on repeat for like 5 days straight. Like all day on repeat. Ridiculous. No wonder it made it to #1. One of the best releases this year. Yep. This all checks out. I don't really have a skincare routine. Drink a lot of water and rinse my face with water. That's it. That's the magic. There's beaches. I found them when I got a little bit obsessed with motorcycles at some point, and I was looking through a motorcycle magazine and this band did an interview. Good find. Beaches. Aura. Spooky. Fierce. Look at that mug. Very fierce. This, from the post-pop depression, the live tour that I mentioned in my video yesterday, it's actually fantastic timing for Spotify to release the Wrapped thing after I made that video yesterday. And there's a bit to discuss. So I'll try not to talk over too much. Yeah, I really struggled with all these quizzes. Actually, let's see if I can remember. This was yesterday now, so I'm gonna say the bottom one. I obviously binge listened to Anna Lee by Royal Republic way more than I listened to I Like It Like That. Yep, listen to it a lot. Good elevator music. Yes, TJ and I did hang out a lot this year. TJ in my ears. He sent me his book, signed. That was nice. That was a cool thing that happened this year. Yeah. Yep, this is what it is. You should check out all those podcasts. I know who this is gonna be. Yes, it is. 0.005%. That's almost embarrassing. That's so somewhere out there there's someone that is the 0.001 percentile, presumably. But am I the BossHoss's biggest fan? Yeah. Yep. That sums up this year pretty nicely. Ah, such a good song. If you don't know the Boondocks, you should check them out. Estonia? I think that's where they're from? Maybe? No, that doesn't sound right. Maybe it starts with an I. Not coming to me. Oh, it's done. Well, yeah, so that was my year of music listening. The BossHoss is an interesting one. The BossHoss is a band that I discovered many years ago. I feel like maybe 2011 or so. Complete fluke, just the biggest fluke that I managed to find them. It's a whole story, but yeah, I'd gotten into Hot Boogie Chillin', which is Sasha Vollmer's one of the frontmen of the BossHoss. That was his band prior to the BossHoss, and a dude I knew worked at a really cool rockabilly clothing store. Record companies would always drop off CDs there, and one of the CDs they dropped off was Hot Boogie Chillin' one time, and I came to visit him at the shop and he was blasting it, and I was like, what is this? This is awesome. And that was like our soundtrack to the summer. Hot Boogie Chillin' was like our thing that summer. And then I found BossHoss through that, and they're an absolutely ridiculous band. They're just so cheesy and ridiculous, but also so freaking good and so much fun. I needed something to shake up my I needed something to just shake me up. A few months ago, I think I just got really sick of the funk that I was in and had been in for quite a long time. I think it was about the time that I decided I needed to get off Instagram again, was when I rekindled my love for the BossHoss. And I don't know what happened. I guess they're just such a contrast to... There was such an escape from what life had been for like a year and a half, 2 years before that, that I could not stop listening. So for about a month, maybe even a little bit more than a month, all I could listen to was the BossHoss all day long on repeat, and like in all my workouts and the whole work day. Just BossHoss all day long. And what started happening, and partly jumping off Instagram was definitely a huge part of this, but also partly listening to BossHoss and getting so jazzed up and just having just such pure joy and just pure, yeah, it's an uncomplicatedly easy thing to have fun to, is the BossHoss. Like very tongue-in-cheek and a lot of fun. And I noticed that over the course of like that month and a bit that I was only listening to them exclusively, I was starting to light up a lot more and starting to get a little bit of my groove back and a little bit of my aura back, my spooky, fierce aura, apparently. And eventually, I didn't really need to be listening to them that much anymore, but too late for my Spotify algorithm. Blew it completely out of whack. There we go. So the BossHoss completely turned my year around. I was a mess, and then I was a very happy camper, and I'm very grateful that band was there. And they were kind of like this transitional. That month and a half or so was like a bit of a transition from where I was to, I guess, where I am now. There was like a very, very real sense of kind of cocooning myself away, and I've emerged now, or I'm in the process of emerging or something, and the BossHoss got me through that. They were like this transitional band, and I will always adore them, and one of my deepest dreams is to see them live. I have like a Mind movie Joe Dispenza recommends doing this where you would put together like a clip. It's sort of like a vision board, but in video form, and I just watch that in the morning and at night sometimes. It's just got a lot of the stuff that I'm hoping to see unfold in my life over the next few years. And one of the things that's on there, I put a BossHoss song. It's called AO. And the lyrics just somehow perfectly capture the spirit of what that video is supposed to be about. And when I was putting it together, I just threw in all the photos completely mishmash, completely haphazardly. And the lyrics end up matching up like perfectly with every single picture. It's the uncanniest thing. It's pretty cool. And one of the photos that I included in there, because I put together this mind movie while I was like right deep in this BossHoss phase, is a picture of the band on stage, and it's from behind, and it's them. I guess it's the end of the night, and they're taking their bows, and the whole crowd. And the lyric that plays over the top of that is what is it? So join in, what are you waiting for? Get up and sing with me. I just thought that was cool. Like, imagine getting up on stage with that band. So I really, 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 really hope I can get over to Europe at some point in the next year or two. Fingers crossed. But yeah, so they got me through that period, and they kind of helped to shake me out of whatever funk I was in, and just like wake me up almost. Like poured like a bucket of ice cold water on me. I don't know. Like, I just, listening to that band, something in me changed, something inside me changed. And so yes, thank you BossHoss for absolutely turning that year around and putting me back on a good trajectory. I really, really needed it. And now I have found Royal Republic, and as you can see, that's reflected also, and they are featured quite prominently in that wrap up. And the interesting thing is that I only found them like 2 months ago as well, but I've just been flogging them, and especially the last week, that's been my new thing that I just have on repeat. And that's pretty cool too, because so the BossHoss got me through that weird phase and put me back on my feet, sort of thing. And now I've got the spirit and the attitude and the sound that I'll be taking with me into 2022. And it's a good sound, and it's a very promising mood that has been set. So I'm really happy to see that. And I'm also really happy to see my top 5. I am not the same person I was back in high school. I have seen a number of friends and acquaintances share their Wrapped, and a lot of what they're listening to is the same stuff they were listening to in high school, the same stuff they were listening to 10 years ago, the same stuff they were listening to a few years ago. That's fine. Your favorite band should always be your favorite bands. Like, good music should be timeless, right? It should never get old. But to have the same artists appearing in your top 5 most heavily listened to, it just, to me, that seems like you're not growing, you're not evolving, you're not exploring anything else. So for me personally, a big value I have is to constantly be growing and learning and exploring. So I'm very happy to see that is reflected in my music listening habits this year. Yeah, some pretty cool stuff in that top 5. It makes me feel like a bit of a badass. Just quietly. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next year, because like Queens of Stone Age is still in there, and Queens of Stone Age is my #1 all-time favorite band that will never go away. But at the same time, at the moment, because I'm in this like really, really elevated kind of headspace, it's not quite as enjoyable for me to listen to things that have like a bit of a darker edge to it. I'm sure I'll get back into it. Like, this is probably a little bit of a, I want to say episode, but it's like, there's nothing wrong. I'm in a really good place right now, and everything's sort of just rolling along really well, but yeah, no doubt I'll go back to all the other stuff, but it's going to be interesting to see next year, because right now I am moving towards like as much fun, happy, dancey, just simple things. Like, I think increasingly everything in my life is moving towards simplicity and fun. And if it's neither of those things, then it doesn't seem to be clicking for me. We'll see. I hope that something in there was something new for you to discover. I hope that, or maybe it'd be cool if something in there is something that you're also into, and then we've got something in common. Also, hope that YouTube doesn't take this down. I think there's something around copyright with song clips in the video, right? I guess we'll see. I guess we shall see. So that's my Spotify Wrapped. It really didn't. I mostly listened to podcasts last year. Oh, this whole last year, I mostly listened to podcasts. I did very little actual music listening until the last, like 3 or so months, probably. I guess, I just wasn't really feeling myself, and that, now that I'm back, I've got the music bug again. I wasn't really aware that I wasn't fully myself. I just thought maybe I was maturing or something. And that, music didn't have the same impact for me anymore, but no, that was wrong. I guess I was just mildly depressed, and that's how you know. So now that I'm back to being like fully immersed in music and living and breathing it, I understand how much not myself I was. Yes. So I am happy. I am happy with being in the 0.005% of BossHoss fans, because that was, it was a lot of fun getting to that rank. I won't lie. I will not lie. And there are many videos on my phone attesting to this, many butt-shaken, hip-groovin' line dancing sessions captured on video. It's, it was a lot of fun, and I wear my 0.005% percentile badge with honor. I guess I really want to go to Europe. So all my favorite bands are overseas right now. I wonder if I'll ever be able to get over there. I wonder if I ever get back on a plane. Anyway, that's not something to start ruminating on. I hope everyone else enjoyed going through their Spotify Wrapped playlists and stuff. Oh, and I hope everyone's enjoying the playlist that they got put together. Like, it's pretty cool to have a curated thing of like literally just your solid gold bangers, the foolproof songs. I'm ranting again. It's just neat. Like, I haven't felt this way about music in a long time, and it's actually spinning me out quite a bit that I'm back here being this excited and this enthusiastic about it. It feels good, and it also feels kind of weird, because I definitely thought I'd lost it, and now I feel like my old self again. And I guess I just don't know if I'm supposed to be growing up and not digging it anymore. I don't know. If it's fun, it's fun. That's what we're living for right now. We're living for fun. Alright. That's enough of my ranting. Yes, I hope everyone is enjoying all their music, and I hope everyone's enjoying exploring new music that they've found via everyone else's recommendations and everyone else's sharing their Wrapped thing. It's a genius bit of marketing on Spotify's behalf, and yes. Okay, let's goodbye. Goodbye and rock on.